very likely many of us getting through that Valentine's Day dinner on a dry note. Sunday through next week, we bring more widespread rain and heavier Sierra snow. First band of rain already on the move. It will take us through our Wednesday forecast and then start to wind down by the time we get into the evening through Thursday. A break under this ridge of high pressure, and here you have it. Saturday at 11 p.m. Look at this. Just the first bands of rain starting to approach Northern California. It's not until we get into Sunday that we really start to see things intensify. So some nice timing changes there. Storm highlights from today and through tomorrow's storm. Valley rainfall still on track for about a ½ inch to an inch. Wind gusts up to about 35 miles per hour. Sierra snow anywhere from about 8 to 12 plus inches, with that snow line down to about 5,000 feet. Now compare that to what we're going to see with our Sunday through next week's storm. Quite a bit more in terms of rainfall, about 1.5 inches to 3 inches of rain. Winds will be similar. Sierra snow, though, we're going to be tracking feet of snow with our snow line by about Tuesday down to near 3,000 feet. Low snow on the horizon. Highs for tomorrow near 40 for the Sierra, 40s and 50s throughout the foothills. We'll see pretty similar conditions across the coast. We're in the 50s to right around 60, and we'll take that inland as well. And pretty much a on and off rainy day. Just keep those umbrellas handy. You can put them away for a couple of days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then we get them back out for our 3-day weekend. So tomorrow's still a weather impact alert day. We're dry Thursday, Friday, and most of Saturday, shifting that weather impact alert now to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which of course includes the end of that 3-day holiday weekend with much cooler weather next week.
Good to know, Monica. Thank you. It's time now to celebrate our February Teacher of the Month, where we highlight a local educator making a difference in their community.
Yeah, ABC10's Mark S. Allen introduces us to the honoree for this month.
As the sun is rising over Shriners, it's time for a very special Teacher of the Month. Barbara Brooks, we're coming to see you. It's our Teacher of the Month. It's Barbara, her classroom mascot, Esmeralda. Congratulations, your Teacher of the Month. How does it feel?
Thank you. Great. Awesome. I'm so grateful and happy, and this has just been a treat for me. Thank you.
You know, this and so many things I see in the classroom, you really pour your energy into making it fun and making this a great environment.
I try, because I want it to be a fun place for the kids. In here, they're not patients, they're students. And so it's so important for me and for all of us that come in here that it's welcoming, a place for them to just be students and have fun.
Why should Barbara be Teacher of the Month?
I mean, like the passion and the energy and the arts, and she just meets the kids where they are, and they gain the knowledge and experience and confidence, and we see that outside of the classroom too.
Martine, how long have you known Barbara?
Since I was 10, about 9 years ago, almost 10.
What kind of change has Barbara made in your life?
Well, pretty much she improved my English by a lot.
Barbara is nominated for Teacher of the Month. Does she deserve it?
Of course, 100%, 101%.
And why?
She's the best.
She is the best. Should we give her some money?
Yeah.
Let's bring some people in and do that.
Yeah.
Hi, Barbara. On behalf of Schools First Federal Credit Union, I am so proud to present you with this amazing plaque and a check for $1,000. No way! Thank you.
Congratulations!
Congratulations indeed. Thanks, Mark. And don't forget, you can nominate your favorite educator for Teacher of the Month. Just go to our website, abc10.com, and look for the Teacher of the Month tab on the home screen. We're back right after this. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the ABC10 app. I'm Chris Thomas.
I'm Laura Painter. Great to have you here. We start tonight with breaking news. 2 lanes of I-5 are closed right now due to a car crash. Here's what we're learning at the moment. We're told they're the 1 and 2 southbound lanes near Howard Road in Modesto. Find an alternate route if you can. We are working to gather more information on what caused that crash. It's a developing situation that we're going to continue to follow throughout the night and give you updates as we learn more on air and online on the ABC10 app. For now, let's turn to your weather impact alert. We're bringing you live team coverage as an incoming storm rolls in from the valley to the Bay Area. Our weather team issuing a weather impact alert for the next few days. But first, we're headed to the snow. Tonight, skiers and ski resorts are eagerly awaiting a brand new wave of snow to keep their season going.
Indeed. Boreal Mountain Ski Resort says they expect to have a pretty busy weekend, bringing in people from all across the area. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias has more live tonight from the ski resort, and I know many folks are celebrating this forecast. Roxanne.
Chris and Laura, when we arrived here, the snowflakes were barely coming down, but as you can see, they're so big, they're truly sticking to everything they hit out here, even my face. But a lot of the ski resorts and the skiers out here, they say this incoming snow is going to hopefully bring them a longer ski season, which keeps these beloved ski resorts open throughout the year. Near Lake Tahoe in Soda Springs, a flurry of snow started to make its way down on Boreal Mountain Resort Tuesday.
So when the snow starts to hit like this, it blocks the entire world out. Like you get to the top of the mountain, everything's gray, and the only thing you focus on is like right here, right now. It's amazing. Skiers like Chris Longnecker say they look forward to days like this because they know it will help drive up the business of any resort they're loyal to. Plus, he says new snow makes it easier on the slopes. Snow starts to come down, you can really see where your lines are going. It's a lot easier to plan things, and it's so much easier to hit park. It just slides everything out, if that makes sense. And with a 3-day holiday weekend ahead, including Valentine's Day on Saturday and President's Day on Monday, the resort says it's excited to see an influx of people coming up.
It's one of our busiest weekends of the year typically, and then that actually kicks off ski and skate week for a lot of folks as well. So a lot of people have that entire week off to come up and enjoy the snow throughout that storm or even after.
Tucker Norrid says they welcomed the snow after seeing a break after the beginning of January.
We've been on a little bit of a waiting pattern with the snow, and we're just so excited that it feels like winter again.
These two best friends, who are nurses from Sacramento, say it's a way of escaping the everyday troubles of life.
It's just a nice outlet from our jobs because it can get really stressful day to day. So being able to be in nature and just like unplug from that with this is amazing.
And even if you've never made it out to the ski resorts, they say it's worth taking beginners lessons.
And maybe when the conditions, like because we'll have more snow, we'll be up here more often, hopefully. Yeah.
The ski resorts say they feel many families will want to come up here on Friday. That's when they believe it may be the busiest. And they say that may be one of the clearer days throughout this storm. And they say it's probably the best and safest time to come up here. I'm live on Boreal Mountain. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Roxanne, thanks for braving the elements for us, but it is honestly a wonderful sight to see all of that snow and hear all the excitement from all the skiers out there. Roxanne, thank you.
And she mentioned timing, so let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods to see what to expect, huh?
That's right. And she also mentioned that there are some great deals up there. Check some of the ski resorts because we're kind of past that prime time. So many of them have some really hot deals right now. Rain moving through the valley and snow for this year, as you saw from that live picture, the snow coming down there up top on Boreal Mountain. Rain impacts are going to be first and foremost heaviest overnight. Midday rain for tomorrow gives us another little pulse of a potential thunderstorm activity. That will continue through tonight as well. Hail, lightning, and some gusty winds, plus lowering mountain snow down to about 5,000 feet. So they're really going to get socked in all across the mountains. Highs for today, 50s to near 60 in the valley and the foothills, 40s up top for this year, where it was currently snowing up top at Boreal. Lower elevations still getting some rain at 38 degrees for Tahoe, but other places like the valley, it is in the 50s and it is raining, leading to some slick roads. Winter weather advisory in place until 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. 4 to 18 inches of snow. Travel delays are very likely. Roxanne was also mentioning that just be prepared for those travel delays heading up into the high country if you don't plan to go during the dry days. Our weather outlook for tonight continues to showcase the potential for thunderstorms, and that continues tomorrow with more widespread activity potentially during the afternoon. Along with that, we could get some gusty winds and heavy downpours. So storm system number 1 on the approach through California. The next one right behind it here. Timing has changed though. Saturday, now a dry day largely, with rain and snow not returning until late in the day. That leaves us with Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for Valentine's Day on the dry side. Sunday into next week, widespread rain, Sierra snow. That is a much bigger system. The first one is already moving through Northern California. With it, it's going to bring more widespread rain for tomorrow and snow for the Sierra. It winds down overnight Wednesday into Thursday, and then we await the next one. High pressure ridge will briefly keep us dry Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but this one tapping into a lot of cold air. And we've got big changes with that storm system. First one comes in tonight through tomorrow, 1/2 inch to 1 inch of rain, gusty winds periodically, 8 to 12 inches of Sierra snow, and snow level down to about 5,000 feet. Now let's look at the changes for Sunday through next week. Valley rainfall, 1.5 to 3 inches. Same situation with the gusty winds, but 5 to 7 feet of Sierra snow, and that snow level down to potentially 3,000 feet. Highs for tomorrow, close to 40 for the Tahoe Basin, 40s and 50s throughout the foothills. We'll see 50s across the coast and to near 60 degrees near the Delta. Highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s throughout the Central Valley after morning lows right about 50, so there's not a huge temperature swing for tomorrow. Areas of rain and snow for tomorrow, a break Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're right back at it on Sunday. Bring all your winter gear if you're headed up to the high country. More rain for the foothills and for the coast as well. Moving on to our extended forecast. We've got rain on tap for tomorrow with highs in the 50s. Weather impact alert Thursday, Friday, and Saturday now mostly dry with another weather impact alert going into effect on Sunday. That takes us through Wednesday. And again, we've got President's Day on Monday, so a lot of travel. This is a big weekend for folks to get away and enjoy some time with family and friends for the 3-day weekend.
So true. Thankfully, for Valentine's Day, at least during the day and early evening, you think we won't be such a washout.
Right. That's the way the timing's playing out right now.
That's a big improvement.
I know.
We like it. Lots to track. Monica, thank you. Tonight, we are getting our first look at a suspect in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance. Video released by the FBI shows a masked person tampering with the camera at the 84-year-old woman's home. Law enforcement and the Guthrie family hope these new photos and videos will lead to new tips from the public, tips that could help bring Nancy home. ABC's Melissa Don goes over the details seen in the new images.
Chilling new video released by the FBI showing an armed person outside the Arizona home of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie in the very early hours of the morning, the day she disappeared. FBI Director Kash Patel sharing these images on social media, posting these previously inaccessible images that show an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the camera. Investigators had previously said the camera was disconnected around 1:47 a.m. on February 1st. You can see a person wearing a backpack, a mask, and gloves. The FBI saying this person is armed. You can see what appears to be a gun in this person's front waistband. In one video, it appears this person tries to cover the camera with a plant.
You can get a lot of information now, not only off of the gloves and front of the backpack, but also his height, his weight, that he may have had the mustache, the color of his eyes, potentially.
Savannah Guthrie posting the photos to her Instagram saying, "We believe she is still alive. Bring her home." Just yesterday, Guthrie posting this heart-wrenching video, pleading for the public's help to find her mom, calling this an hour of desperation.
We need your help. Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home.
Investigators say Nancy Guthrie was last seen alive the evening of Saturday, January 31st. After coming home from her daughter Annie's home, Nancy was reported missing the next day.
The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to the whereabouts of Nancy Guthrie. Melissa Don, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Melissa, thank you. And just minutes after those images were released, Savannah Guthrie reposted them on Instagram saying, quote, "We still believe that she is still alive. Bring her home." Streaming now on the ABC10 app, those new images. Watch the breakdown of the newest information right here on the ABC10 app.
Meanwhile, in Truckee, listen to this. The arraignment has been continued for a man accused of driving into a grocery store, injuring adults and children. Jonathan Moore was arrested on Saturday after police say he drove his truck into children and parents fundraising for their youth baseball team. It happened outside the Safeway in Truckee. He's now facing 8 counts of attempted murder and multiple counts of assault with a deadly weapon. His arraignment has been continued until February 17th at 9 a.m.
A terrifying warning tonight for drivers in El Dorado County. The sheriff's office says a driver thought they were being pulled over by law enforcement, only to realize the person behind the lights was an imposter. ABC 10's Nazi Javid reports from the small town where this all happened.
This stretch of highway runs through a quiet, rural part of El Dorado County with few streetlights and long gaps between homes and businesses. But on February 3rd, things took a turn when the sheriff's office says someone impersonating police signaled the female driver to pull over.
She had a vehicle come up behind her. It was described as a black and white SUV with a blue and red flashing light bar in the dash. So being compliant, she pulled over.
Authorities say at that point, an unshaven man in his 30s, around 6 feet tall, got out of the SUV, ordered the driver to get out of her car, then reached inside the vehicle and tried to pull her out.
She was able to deploy some bear spray that she had in her vehicle, which allowed her to get away and to safety.
The sheriff's office says the person posing as law enforcement fled the area and has not been identified, leaving people in this small town worried with the suspect still out there.
It's very scary because this is a very safe town. I mean, we don't have things like that happen.
We went to local businesses like this one, going through surveillance and trying to track down clues.
I have a sisters and I have a mother, so yeah, it is scary for them.
The sheriff's office says real deputies do use unmarked vehicles, but those vehicles are equipped with proper emergency lights and sirens. And he says deputies will always identify themselves, show credentials, and explain the reason for the stop.
That was our Nazi Javid reporting. Police are still seeking surveillance from nearby businesses or witness accounts. Anyone with information or video from the area should reach out to the El Dorado County Sheriff's Office.
Coming up, top immigration officials grilled on Capitol Hill today. This is funding for the Department of Homeland Security is set to dry up.
Plus, Governor Newsom signs a new law forcing some companies to shut down or change how they do business. Why charging veterans for help with their VA claims could soon be illegal here in California.
Welcome back. Top Homeland Security officials faced questions today on Capitol Hill. Democrats on the committee demanded answers about the training and tactics of ICE, and they pushed for changes. Today, 3 of the nation's top Homeland Security officials face questions and criticism from the House committee that oversees their funding. This comes as widespread protests in Minneapolis over ICE continue, including the shooting deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. Committee Democrats today tried to get the acting ICE director, Todd Lyons, on the record.
How many government agencies, Mr. Lyons, are you aware of that routinely kill American citizens and you still get funding?
Ma'am, I'm not going to entertain that.
Of course you're not.
Also testifying today, Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Rodney Scott and Immigration Services Director Joseph Edlow. Funding for the department is set to run out on Friday unless lawmakers can find common ground. Most Republicans today praised ICE and blamed sanctuary cities, including Minneapolis, for getting in the way of federal agents by not offering support from local police. Some calling for an end to sanctuary cities in exchange for any reforms to DHS.
Meanwhile, here in California, the effort to enforce an ICE mask ban is hitting another roadblock. A judge struck down the state law that was meant to have already gone into effect. Both sides are calling the ruling a win. A U.S. district judge in L.A. granted the Trump administration's request for a preliminary injunction. The judge says the state law unlawfully discriminates against federal agents because the law does not equally apply to state law enforcement. Democratic State Senator Scott Wiener says he's introducing a bill to add state law enforcement to this law, but it's not clear if Governor Newsom and state lawmakers would pass it.
Well, the Trump administration allegedly has plans to cut $600 million in public health grants in Democratic-led states, including here in California. Health and Human Services says the grants are being terminated because they do not reflect the agency's priorities, according to a new report from Reuters. Governor Gavin Newsom responded to the funding cuts by saying, quote, "This is becoming a familiar pattern." The president publicly claims he will rip away public health funding from states that voted against him, while offering no details or formal notice. The governor went on to say if and when this happens, California will take appropriate action. The California Department of Public Health says they have not been notified by the CDC about any cuts and are continuing to monitor any impacts this may have.
Now to state matters. Today, Governor Newsom signed into law a bill aimed at protecting veterans as they access federal benefits.
Yeah, SB 694 sparked loud debate as it made its way through the Capitol, and there were strong calls for a veto leading up to the governor's signature.
Here's what we know. The Veterans Benefits Protection Act will take effect January. It'll mandate federal accreditation for private assistance companies veterans often turn to for help claiming benefits. It also aims to prevent any unauthorized fees for those services. Newsom and the bill's authors say claim sharks are part of a bigger industry that preys on veterans.
Veterans earn their VA disability benefits through great sacrifice, and they deserve every single penny. But for too long, predatory claim sharks have targeted veterans, charging illegal fees.
Everyone had a shot at this. The good, the bad, the ugly. And guess what? The good prevailed because veterans need to be protected.
Okay.
Critics say this bill would only gatekeep and further delay veterans from accessing their benefits. They argue veterans often seek private assistance out of necessity because of backlogs and delays by traditional Veterans Affairs programs.
Next at 5:30, the $66 million question facing Sacramento leaders tonight. City Council tackling a major budget deficit, and the decisions made could impact services across the city.
Well, happening now, Sacramento City Council is taking a hard look at how to close a projected budget shortfall for next fiscal year.
City leaders say the deficit comes down to a simple problem. Expenses are growing faster than revenue is coming in.
Yeah, in terms of how to tackle the $66 million budget deficit, possible cuts and finding new ways to increase revenue are on the table. Officials point to an overall increase in costs, along with active negotiations with most labor bargaining units.
We talked with council member Phil Pluckybaum ahead of the meeting, and he says there are limited choices when it comes to cuts and hopes they can find a balance with maintaining city services. The council has the next few months to decide on how to reduce expenses and increase revenue before the next fiscal year starts July 1st.
Coming up, the Seahawks celebrating with fans at the happiest place on earth after their big Super Bowl win. Next.
Coming up, new tonight on the news at 6. Former inmates return to share how a second chance changed their lives as new graduates of a special program prepared for life after release. Coming up tonight at 6, why these programs are cutting repeat crime.
But first, 24 hours after their Super Bowl win, the Seattle Seahawks made their final touchdown at the airport in Seattle.
Yep, the team has arrived home safe and sound, but not before a 24-hour whirlwind. It involved a quick detour to the happiest place on earth.
We're going to Disneyland! On Monday, both players and fans took to Main Street for the nearly 4-decade-old tradition of the Super Bowl victory parade. It was a celebration filled with dancing, singing, and as you see there, flapping like a hawk, huh? Quite the week. It's hard to believe that was just a few days ago.
I know, right? Wow. As the tradition continues, having fun in Disney World, right? Nice to see them in their T-shirts, too.
I know,
Much
right?
different than here.
In this weather, huh?
See ya.